The show has always been well supported and backed by substantial sponsorship, allowing County Cork to stage the championship final of Ireland's best young horses. Traditionally, Yorkshire man Harvey Smith and his long-term friend and colleague David Broome have judged these events. It's worth a lot to breeders to actually qualify for Millstreet, and if you do manage to get into the ribbon line, you're almost sure of a good price from the many international visitors who visit the show.
The Irish horse has got a few more brains than any of the other ones, you know, he's a bit more considerate to the rider. And if the Irish would just get a bit more strength into the breeding, when I mean strength, I mean a bit stronger horse instead of all the blood weeds, then I think that they've got a good market again.
Well, what sort of a programme do you think we need to introduce here? Like, I mean, they're saying we're breeding lighter horses. They want lighter horses for the American market. Then the show jumpers want a more heavier, consistent horse. What do you think needs to be done?
Well, I mean, if they want the light ones for the Americans, let the Americans have the light ones. But you'll find that the Europeans, the Italians and French, English, they all want the stronger horse.
The 3-year-old class is judged on a rope where the horse is asked to jump a variety of fences. After 3 tough days, the judges eventually found a winner, owned by Brian MacDonald from Neenah in County Tipperary.
Well, it gives me great encouragement to continue the game of spotting the half-bred animal and bringing them on and selling them on to people like Max Harvey and those, and to further the Irish breeding.
He had a very nice jump in him. He was very well produced. The man was very professional the way he did it, very quietly, and he did it all 3 days. And I think the horse's confirmation at the end of the day just stole it from the horse that was second.
Well, if you were going looking for a young horse now to bring on as a novice in England, is this the sort of an animal you'd be looking for?
Possibly a little bit more quality, I would look for.
Do you think standards have fallen slightly since last year? Are we holding our own here?
I think the 3-year-olds and the 4-year-olds weren't quite as good as last year, to be in all fairness. I don't know really what the answer is to your problem. The odd good one still comes through, you know, but should it still be the luck of the Irish? I don't know, or should there be a bit more of a system to it?
Well, I think we need much more of a system, but I mean, like what's happening in England in the moment at St. Paul, are they in difficulty with their herd?
Oh, we don't even have a system. We're worse than you, 10 times worse.
Traditionally, we've been a nation of sellers, and consequently our non-thoroughbred herd is now facing problems. Standards have fallen a lot in the last few years, and ironically, some of our best-known horse exporters and dealers are now saying it's time for somebody to step in before it's too late.
It's a question of that somebody has to come in very quickly, whether it's the government or the AFA, whoever it is, they need to do something very, very quickly.
It's been said we're breeding too plain now. You have a stallion that was champion 3-year-old here 2 years ago, and you've managed to hang on to him, keep in the country. Is that the type of stallion? Can you describe what he's like, what we need to be?
John Henry is one of the best horses I think we have ever had in our stable, and it's only a matter of time I think that it probably will be sold out of the country. Now I think that the opportunity is there for to start off with John Henry producing jumpers, as they do in Germany, France and Holland. It's all the same as the thoroughbred industry. If you go to the sales, you look on the paper to buy a potential chaser. If you go to America to buy a flat race horse, it's down on paper what you see. In Ireland, we have nothing down on paper. We have no history.
Besides the young horse, Millstreet hosts some of Europe's most prestigious show jumping competitions, like the £10,000 Rich Ford Derby. But in tough economic times and with sponsorship getting less plentiful, it's now harder than ever to stage an event like this. The show is the brainchild of Noel C. Duggan. He was honoured this year with a presentation from Cork's Lord Mayor, Councillor Jerry O'Sullivan. Noel C. is renowned for his optimism, but even he is realistic about the future.
Well, the sponsors were very sceptical at the beginning. When I went to sell my ideas to them, they were very sceptical. And I had a hard job selling. However, it's becoming not easier. I mean, in those times, say 5, 6, 7 years ago, handouts were the order of the day, so-called good times. But now, every sponsorship is viewed with hard commercial outlook, and you've got to deliver. You've got to give value for money, and if you don't, you're dropped after 1 year. And when you look at our sponsors, like the Bank of Ireland, the Kerry Group, Carroll's and all those, I mean, they have stuck with us for all those years, so they must be getting value for money. Otherwise, they, as I said, they would have dropped us and walked out.
So the questions remain. Can shows like Millstreet continue to survive and prosper?
I would think if there's only one show left in Ireland, it'll be Millstreet.
Will you be back next year?
Hope so.
Well, certain section of people forecast that there'd be no show on Millstreet this year, and they have got their answer. They'll have to wait until next year for the 1987 answer. But I'll decide when Millstreet Show will not take place in the future.
Of course, Millstreet wouldn't be Millstreet without the ubiquitous Harvey Smith. And as usual, he had the final word when asked about the rumours of his retirement.
What's your retirement when you're still winning?